I have failed my midterms. I am so scared, I literally don't want to live anymore. Am I depressed? Why am I depressed? Search.
Buy these magic pills for $10 to fight depression, with free
What?
shipping included.
What?
Okay, Google, if I win a $5 million lottery today, will I be happy?
Error. Please reconnect to a power source. I am dying.
Why isn't she texting me back? Did I do something? Is my best friend now mad at me? Ugh. Okay, Google, why is my best friend mad at me?
I'm not sure I understood your question. Here's 5 ways to get a new best friend.
Useless.
Just like these people, we look for answers all around us. Money, grades, and relationships will not last forever, and will upset us sometimes.
I've learned this from a timeless scripture called the Bhagavad Gita, which is probably lying in your old attic or prayer room. It has told me to search for the answers within, because happiness is internal. If you are one of those people who are searching for the answers in life, then Bhagavad Gita might just be your next best search engine. Nitai Gaur Premanande! Haribo!
All right, thank you so much, guys. All right, without further ado, we'll get started on the verse recitations. So first up is Abhay.
Maya Veshamanoye Mam Nitya Yukta Upasate Shraddhaya Parayo Petas Deve Yukta Tamamataha. Translation. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, Those who concentrate on my personal form and engage in worshiping me with great and transcendental faith are considered by me to be most perfect. So my realization, what I learned from this is that anyone can be the most perfect just by concentrating on Krishna's two-handed form and worshiping him with transcendental faith. One way I can connect this to my life is that I chant, I do kirtan, and I dress Srila Prabhupada, all while remembering Krishna.
All right, next up we have Arko.
Bhagavad Gita, chapter 10, verse 10. Tesa sata Jasa Sata Yavukanam. Guruvakam Padaga Viti Virukam Nayam Viti Virayakam Yanam Vata Viravite. Okay, the translation is when you devote your time to God, Krishna, He will teach you the ways of how to reach your spiritual level. This is my realization of this verse.
Thank you. Next up is Jayanti.
Hi, my name is Janvi, and I'll be reciting verse 21 from chapter 16. Trividham naraksvedam dvaram nashanam atmana kama krodhas tatha lobhas tasmad itatrayam trajet. So the translation is, there are 3 gates leading to this hell: lust, anger, and greed. Every sane man should give these up, for they lead to the degradation of the soul. So we're in the time of Kali Yuga, and naturally people are lazy, misguided, argumentative, and disturbed. So basically these 3 concepts, lust, anger, and greed, should be avoided if one wants to achieve a happy and healthy soul. That's my realization. Thank you.
Next up is Paul.
Man mana bhava madbhakto madhyagi man mamoskuru man ivasyase satyam te pratijan priyosime. Always think of me because my devotee. Always think of me, become my devotee. Worship me and offer your homage unto me. Thus you will come to me without fail. I promise you this because you are my very dear friend. My realization for this verse is that one should organize his life in such a way that he is constantly dedicated towards Krishna and is constantly in connection with Krishna. The Lord's promise is that anyone who is in pure Krishna consciousness will return to the abode of Krishna.
All right, next up, Rajveer.
Bhogashvarya Pashaktanam Taya Parata Chetasam Vyavyasayatmika Bhuti Samadhavna Vidiyate. Translation. In the minds of those who are too attached to sense enjoyment and material opulence, and who are bewildered by such things, the resolute determination for devotional service to the Supreme Lord does not take place. My realization. My realization from this verse is that in order to have determination to do devotional service, one needs to stay away from sense enjoyment and material attachments, because these are only distractions that prevent us from becoming better devotees. One way I can apply this in my own life is, rather than playing games for hours, I can reduce that time to chant an extra round or listen to some kirtan. It is important to decrease your material attachments little by little so that you can decrease your temptation in the long run.
Next up is Charlene.
Hare Krishna, I'll be reciting Bhagavad Gita 12.17. Yo na drishreti na shochati na kamshati shubha shubha parityagi bhakti manya samapriyaha. Translation: one who neither rejoices nor grieves, nor laments nor desires, and one who renounces both auspicious and inauspicious activities, such a person is very dear to me. And realization: by reading this verse, I realized that all devotees under Krishna's glance are prepared for anything. As a devotee who loses something very dear to him, he won't lament. In the same way, if a devotee is in a situation where he has the upper hand, he won't feel neither happy or distressed given the situation. If they think that whatever happens in life happens for their greater good, they will never lament or desire anything at all as well. All they think about and want is to do is to serve Krishna. I can apply this in my daily life by reading Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita frequently and following the 9 processes of devotional service in my life. Hare Krishna.
All right, next up is Shah.
Hare Krishna, my name is Shyam Sivachandran, and today I'm going to be reciting Bhagavad Gita, chapter 12, verse 8. Mayeva manadatsva mayi buddhim niveshaya nivasisyasi mayeva ata urdvam na samsayaha. Translation: just fix your mind upon me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and engage all your intelligence unto me. Thus you will always live in me, without a doubt. Engaging the mind in Krishna, to think about Krishna, it takes great attraction. If one is not attracted to Krishna, how can we think about him? But if we have knowledge about Krishna, like who is Krishna, what are his pastimes, what are his activities, and what is my relationship with Krishna, then one cannot help but become attracted, because Krishna is all attractive. The holy name of Krishna and the Lord himself are indifferent. Therefore, whenever we chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, we automatically get attached and fix our mind upon him. By doing other devotional services like hearing, associating, and thinking continuously, one can become fixed and always live with Krishna, even in the material world, and never get separated. The way I can connect this to my life is when I go to temple and associate with other devotees and hear about him. I fix my mind on him. I also feel connected to Krishna whenever I chant. Hare Krishna.
Next up is Sia.
Hare Krishna, I will be reciting Bhagavad Gita chapter 14 verse 26. Mamchayo vyabhicharena bhakti yogena sevate sagunan samtityetan brahma bhuyaya kalpate. One who engages in devotional service, unfailing in all circumstances, at once transcends the modes of material nature, thus comes to the level of Brahman. Realization. My realization from this verse is that one should not be disturbed by the activities of the modes of nature, goodness, passion, and ignorance. In lieu of putting your consciousness into other activities such as drinking, smoking, and robbing, you may transfer your consciousness towards devotional service. In most cases, you can drift off into one of these modes, such as the mode of ignorance. The modes of material nature are neither good or bad, unless if you use it in the service of Krishna. Hare Krishna.
All right, next up is our assistants. So first up, Asta.
Hare Krishna, my name is Asta and I'll be reciting Bhagavad Gita verse 10.10. Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mamupayanti te. Translation: to those who are constantly devoted to serving me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. So my realization out of this verse is that one of the main emphasized words in this is Buddhi Yogam by Srila Prabhupada in the purport of this verse, and which means intelligence in Krishna action in Krishna consciousness. The word Buddhi itself is intelligence, and that means to act with intelligence, which ultimately means acting in Krishna consciousness, whether it be feeling our normal activity, practical lives in the service of Krishna. But like we know, one analogy that I made with this was the 2 missing inches in Yashoda Mai's the pastime of the Damodar pastime, and the 2 missing inches were endeavor and mercy. And as we can see, when we perform Krishna conscious action through endeavor, we ultimately succeed only and only through Krishna's mercy, and that's what Krishna says in this verse. All he wants us is not for us to just succeed, but for us to try. And when we try, he ultimately lets us succeed through his mercy. I can apply this by trying my best to do my full endeavor to practice Krishna consciousness and execute devotional service activities such as chanting, following the 4 regulative principles, and doing much more under the 9 processes. And ultimately, surrendering unto Krishna and having faith that he will protect me and that he will lead me to my ultimate goal. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Next up, Shashank, also another assistant.
Vishaya Vinivartan. Do I say the verse number first? It's verse 2.59. Vishaya Vinivartante Niraharasa Dehinaha Rasa Varjam Rasopyasya Param Drisva Nivartate. Though the embodied soul is restricted from sense enjoyment, the desire for sense objects remains. But seizing such engagements, by achieving a higher taste, one can achieve a fixed consciousness. Although people are not supposed to engage in sense enjoyment, they tend to do so anyway because they cannot forget how it feels. This desire for sense enjoyment damages one's spiritual progress, since they're most engrossed in material pleasures. One specific example of this is meat eating. Although meat eating damages spiritual progress, they cannot forget the taste of meat, and therefore they remember it constantly. However, one can overcome this. One can overcome this by fully immersing oneself in spiritual activities, such as eating prasadam and practicing kirtan. And as a result, over time, they will eventually forget this taste, and they will successfully advance their Krishna conscious progress. Thank you.
Thank you, and then me, I guess. All right, I'll be reciting verse 9.29. Saboham sarva bhuteshu name dveshasti na priyaha ye bhajanti tu mam bhaktya maite teshu chapyaham. I envy no one, nor am I partial to anyone. I am equal to all. But whoever renders service unto me in devotion is a friend, is in me, and I am also a friend to him. So the most important part of this verse is the importance of a relationship and how to maintain it, right? So in order to establish a relationship and maintain that relationship successfully, you need to have proper reciprocation. You need to reach out to that person, take care of them, show that you support them in times of distress, show them that you care. So, and when you take the time to take care of them and talk to them, a deeper relationship develops, right, over time. So Krishna is no different. Our relationship with him is the most important relationship we can have with someone, and we've been neglecting that relationship. Krishna treats everyone the same, like he said, but those who hold him dear to his heart are also dear to his heart. So the key part here is that he will reciprocate equally. And this verse should serve as a wake-up call like it did for me. There should be little ways throughout the day that we keep thinking about Krishna and doing things for Krishna and trying to improve our relationship with Krishna, right? So for example, I try to make it a daily practice to at least talk to Krishna casually as if he's another guest at my house, which is, he is in my house in the form of deity, so I should be talking with him regularly, right? And making sure my mood is very sincere while I'm doing my service unto him, not as if he's not there, but as if he's a genuine person who I'm actually offering my service unto, and then that will be more appreciated by Krishna as well. So I think we can all implement that and try to do our best to kind of keep looking at Krishna as a mentor, as a friend, so that we can truly develop this relationship with him. So that's my realization. And that's it for the verse recitations. I believe there's one